Hi everybody, it's Lisa, the original Designing Diva. I just wanted to come on and show you something that I kind of learned by accident. I had gotten a bunch of these, the medium flat rate boxes that are this size. They're the rectangular ones to make paper holders to put my scrapbooking paper in. And there's lots of videos out there on how to do it, but if anybody wants me to do a tutorial on how to do it, I'll be happy to. They're really easy to make, and then you can either paint them, or I paint mine and then put some pretty cardstock on them. But and the boxes are free from the post office. But I had this box, I had some left over, and I wanted to make a postbound album. And I had started this one quite a while ago, and I really wasn't happy with the way it's bulky, and I really wasn't thrilled with the way it came out. And so I've been kind of trying to think of a different way to do it. And I made another box last night, and I was looking at these, and I'm like, oh, they've got the automatic fold right here for your flap. And you can get, well, depending on the size you make, the one I wanted to do was 8 by 10. So I really could only get one out of one box, because you would use one side of the box for the front and one side of the box for the back. But basically all you do is what I did was I measured, where's my ruler? I cut this part off, this part over here, and I measured in just one width of the ruler and marked it. And then I cut that part off, and so that left me like 2 inches for this part of the album to put the posts in. And then I measured up my 8 inches. I measured, we'll do it this way. From this edge here, I measured up 8 inches, and I did that all the way over, and then drew a line and cut along that line. And then I measured it this way from the fold here, because I didn't want to count, you don't want to count this part in the size of your album. That's your fold part. So I went out 10 inches from that. And so I cut down this way, and I cut across this way. And here's my fold. And there's the front and the back of my album cover. And they'll fold that way, and the back will fold that way. And you could do it like I have this size that I had cut out for something, I don't remember what, but I mean, if you did it this size, you could probably get a couple out of them. But I thought, how simple. I don't have to figure out how to get the fold in my chipboard, or what I was doing was like the separate piece of chipboard and then joining it with Tyvek and all kinds of crazy things. So, I mean, how simple. Now I just punch the holes for my posts and put my paper in it. This isn't the right paper, but just so you know. And I use file folders instead of cardstock. I cover them with cardstock, but I use file folders that I cut up. So there's my postbound album with my pages. So I just thought I'd share that because I don't know if anybody else does postbound albums. I do them every now and then. If I get tired of doing actual bindings, like the hidden hinge and all that, sometimes I get tired of doing that stuff. And so I'll do a postbound album. And they're kind of nice too because you can add to them depending on what you're doing. Like if you're doing a cookbook or photo album, you can, whoever you're giving it to, or if you're keeping it yourself, you can add stuff to it because of the posts. I usually do 2 or 3 inch posts. I don't usually do anything smaller than that for that reason. So if you want to add something to them. You could also do the rings, the individual rings. I don't have any handy of those, but you make like 2 holes and 2 holes, and you run your ring through both holes. I think I don't have it in here. I do have one album that I did that way. So your rings they're not loose, they're snug in your cover. That's another thing you could do with this. So I just wanted to share that, and if, like I said, if anybody wants to see if they don't know how to make the paper holders out of these, I'll be happy to show you because they're so easy. It's really easy to do. And I just wanted to share with you this epic fail of an album I did. It was so bad. Oh my God. So I ripped it apart last night. I was so disgusted with it. I ripped it apart. And these were the covers. I kept the inserts too somewhere. I can find them. So they were signatures, and it was a course that I actually purchased from Jenny Belly. I don't know if anybody is familiar with her. I don't know if she does a lot on YouTube. She's from Great Britain, and she's adorable. And I've been following her for a while, and she does a lot of classes. She has her own website, and she's pretty cool about things. Like this was like I said, a course that I purchased from her, and she was like, if you want to make them and sell them, go right ahead. If you want to list them on your Etsy shop, go ahead. I don't mind that. She said, just don't do, because she does a whole thing in this class of how to, not only just how to make the album, it's a wisdom journal. And so she kind of prompts you through how to, what to put in it, what to do for how to come up with content for it, because it's supposed to be your wisdoms that you've learned in your life. So she's like, if you want to make a bunch of albums and sell them, I don't care. She said, just don't do a tutorial just like mine and post it on YouTube. So she's pretty cool about things. But like I said, this was a wisdom journal. And I don't know what the heck I did, but so these were my signatures. These were my signatures. I had five signatures. And one was the last one was this one. It was a folder. It was a file, two envelopes that I put together as envelopes, as storage for mementos and things. And I don't know if I was going to do it myself or sell it, post it to sell. I'm not sure what my plan was. But it was one of those things that it's not coming out right, so you try to fix it, and the more you try to fix it, the worse it gets. And it got to the point where it was just ridiculous. I was just sinking supplies into this album, and I knew it was a disaster. So here are my signatures, and I did scrapbook paper, but I also did a lot of plain. I did like one-sided scrapbook paper and a lot of plain paper because it's a wisdom journal. You're going to be you're going to be writing in it. So that was one signature, and this was another, and this was another. So I did 4 signatures and the envelope, and this was the 4th signature. And I had the covers. These were the covers I had done. This cover I did over 3 times, but these were the covers I did. And where it went horribly wrong was it's my own fault. I didn't pay attention to how she attached all her signatures together. I don't know why. I didn't pay attention to that part. And so what I did was I sewed had my signatures in the covers, and I sewed them that way. So then I had 5 separate signatures that I had to join together. So I went back and looked at the way she did it at that point, which was kind of too late. And I forget what stitch it is. There's a name for it where you actually, as you're stitching them together, you join them. And that's what I was supposed to do, and I didn't do it. So I tried to join them together after the fact, and it wasn't looking very pretty. And they were loose. They were all loose, and it just wasn't coming out right. So I said, all right, I'll just bite the bullet, and I undid everything. I took out all my sewing and everything. And I did it sort of, I guess, the way because she kept saying, don't worry about how it looks, because what she did was she did ribbon and, lace and all kinds of things all down the spine. It looked very pretty. So I'm like, okay, I won't worry how it looks. Oh my Lord, it was so bad. It was so bad. And I used so much ribbon and so much lace all the way down the spine to hide the way they were sewn together. And the inside, because they just looked horrible. So then when you went in between each signature, I guess it was the way I sewed them. I don't know how to correct that, but you could see where they were sewn. There was a gap. So when you flipped the signature over, there was a gap like that, and you could see all the sewing, and it looked horrible. So I thought, okay, I'll do a hinge. So I did a hinge, and I put a hinge on inside each, in between each signature, and that hid that. And because of the way I sewed them, they were uneven. Like one was lower and one was higher, and this was just the biggest epic fail I have ever made. And so I'm like, okay, well, how can I fix that? So then I put lace on the top and the bottom to even them. And it got to the point where it was like, you're just sinking more stuff into these, and you're not going to be able to correct them. They're just crap. Just throw them away. So I ripped them all apart, and I did. I had thrown away these. I had thrown away the covers because there's Well, I suppose I could reuse them. I don't know. I don't know. But I kept the signatures because they're really, they just have the holes from where I sewed them. So they're really not bad. So I kept the signatures, and I don't know if anything I'll do with them, but I guess the moral of the story is if you're gonna purchase a class and watch and do the class, actually watch the class to see how things are done before going ahead and doing them. So it's my own fault. It's my own fault. But it was so bad. I just had to share that that it was so bad. And then I did this thing. This is another. This was let's actually paint it together now. Great. This was something I saw, I think, on YouTube, a book box. And so I put the box together, and that part came out okay. But these, this was my mistake. I shouldn't have put these on because it's very, unless I cover this, which I may end up doing, covering it in leather because it's like the only way. You can't go around these with paper. You can't glue them with paper because the paper just ends, you have to play with the paper so much to mold it around these, it just ends up falling apart from the glue. So what I'm going to do, I think, is just rip the paper off that's on here and sand it down really well and cover it with leather, I think. And then again, do I want to waste a piece of leather? I don't know. I also purchased some pre-made from Amazon, so those will be easy to cover. But this one, I actually made the box myself, and it just, so those were two things that I wasted 2 days on. Maybe I'll put these in the box. Wouldn't that be appropriate? The two epic fails together. So I just thought I'd come on and share. Because I often wonder when I see people who make these amazing things, and like I said, I like doing the albums, but albums can be very stressful for me. Jewelry is really my thing. It relaxes me. I zone out, and I just, especially while working, I start a piece with 3 pieces of wire. I'll start a pendant or a bracelet with 3 pieces of wire and a stone, and I have no idea how it's going to end, but it always comes out somehow. It works its own magic and comes out. Albums, not so much. And I often wonder, people who, like I said, people who do these amazing things, how many fails they have that nobody ever sees. So I show my warts. What can I say? It did. And sometimes I have good ideas. Like this is a good idea. This is actually a pretty amazing idea. So I'll share that. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention was a while back I had done a video on the composition books that I had put together. I put 3 composition books together. And I was going to do a tutorial on that. And what ended up happening was all of the composition books I had were different. They were different sizes, they were different numbers of paper, and you need 3 exactly the same composition books, or it's not going to come out properly. So I was waiting as I was unpacking things, hoping I would find 3 identical composition books, and I finally did. I finally have 3 that are alike. So I will do a tutorial on that. Because just a couple people wanted to see how it was done, so I will do that. So I guess that's it. Before this, I did a video unboxing of a planner I had purchased from Amazon, one of the Moterm planners. And I was going to do a setup video, except I can't find my inserts. I finally, my son-in-law fixed my scrap box enough so that I can open and close it without it falling apart. And I put stuff in, but I put it mainly in the center part, which doesn't, it's solid. That's one solid piece. I didn't put too much in the doors because that's what fell apart on me. So I was moving stuff back in there, moving stuff out of here, moving it in there, and stuff was in a mess for a while again. And so I know I put them somewhere, but where is just escaping me at the moment. So when I find them, I will do the walkthrough of my planner. I did put in the 30 millimeter rings. I did that. These, nope, that's not it. Where is it? These, sorry about that. These were the rings that came in it. I don't know what size they are, but they're small. And these are the 30 millimeter. You see the difference. If I get them out of the way, you can see the difference. So I took the ones out of, I had this in here. So I took this one out of here and switched them. So the small ones are in this little book. I get bored, so I make these. I have a bunch of them. Here's another one. There's another one. You saw these were in the other video I did. I did this one and this one. And this one. So this one, I don't know what size. This is like a made up size. Little traveler's notebook. And this is like pocket. Whoa. This is like pocket size. This one's kind of cute. I like this one. It's got the brown on the outside and the metallic animal print on the inside. And I'm a big animal print fan. Anybody who knows me knows I love animal print. I always tell my daughter she has to bury me in animal print pajamas. Anyway, so I did that one. And then this one, I don't know, the leather was hanging out here. I don't know why. And so I was, maybe I'll do a bifold. So I did a bifold. These are 2 different pieces of leather because they only come, most of the leather I get comes to 12 by 12. So they're not big enough to do a bifold. So I joined this. This is actually this leather. These 2 are the same. This was the leftover piece from this. And so I joined them together and put a little ribbon on it to hide it and did that one. So these are easy. So there's not much you can screw up on them. I like this one though. This one's a nice size. And I did, I won't find it now, but I did a video with all the charms I had made for my new shop. And there was one charm, it was a little rose. I won't find it now. It was, and I think lampwork beads and a rose tone, rose gold rose in the center. And when I did the video, I actually put it on this one to show what it looked like. And I liked it so much, I think I may keep it, put it on there. I can't find it now. But let's see. Many folks are probably sitting home saying, we don't care. We don't care what you're going to do with your book. Stop babbling. It's going to be at the very bottom of them all. Maybe. It's got to be here. I would think. There it is. I thought that looked so cute on there with the little metal rose. I like that. So I may keep that one. I don't know. So I guess that's it. When I find my planner inserts, I had them forever. We have a table in between. We have two recliners in front of the TV and a table in between the two recliners. And for the longest time, I had them, they came with the planner. When I bought the Kate Spade planner, they came with it. I got it off of, it was one of those used sites like Poshmark or whatever. And they came with it. And then I purchased some. And I have a vase on the table. And for the longest time, they were in that vase. And I moved them. And now I don't know where they are. But yes, this is what I do when I get bored. I make books. I have so many of them, it's ridiculous. But so I wanted to share this idea for the Postbound book. And if anybody wants me to actually show you how to do it, I will do that. I will do the tutorial for the composition books. And if anybody would like me to show how to make the paper cover, I have all paint and stuff on my hands from that stupid book. If anybody would like me to show them how to make the paper covers, the paper holders, I will do that as well. So I often wonder if anybody's actually out there, because I ask these questions and I don't know why everybody gets comments on their videos. And I mean, I have views, not a ton of views, but I do have views, but nobody ever leaves me comments. It's kind of sad. I wonder if anybody's actually out there. But anyway, if anybody's interested, leave me a comment. It'll be a novel thing to have a comment. And I will do that, because they're pretty simple to do. And my way of thinking is about the cheapest paper holders I have found are the Totally Tiffany ones. I think you get 5 of them for, I don't know, it's like between $20 and $30, which is actually not bad in the scheme of things. But they're cardboard. They're just cardboard. So, heck, I can make my own out of cardboard and just cover them with with paper and paint, and I don't have one handy. They're all put away to show you, but they come out nice. They look pretty nice. And they hold a lot. They hold a lot of paper. What I do when I make them is there's a piece that when you cut it out, there's a piece that fits right inside. It fits right across the back and the sides to reinforce them. So I put that in, I glue that in there, and so the sides are reinforced so they don't bulge out like a lot of the cardboard ones do. So that's a little trick that I do to kind of make them a little sturdier. So they hold quite a bit. You can get quite a bit in there. So anyway, if anybody would like me to share, I'd be happy to. Just let me know. And I will hunt for my inserts because I actually might use this as a wallet. Although I did just get, the only problem with the bigger rings that I see, does anybody see it? See where the inserts are? They stick out. So that's the only problem I see with these inserts. I might have to trim them down a little bit. I don't know, because that's going to annoy me if they stick out like that. I don't like that. And even the fly leaf sticks out. So I don't know. I don't think I have any that are in between. I either have the really short, the really small ones, or the 30 millimeter. But I don't like that. I don't like that they stick out past the edge of the planner. I don't know. Maybe if it's chock full, you don't notice it as much. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so that's about it. I will sign off for now. Try and put that planner together so I can do a walkthrough for everybody. And so until then, this is Lisa, the original Designing Diva, saying thank you for watching and bye for now. Bye.